Welcome. This is Sheila Zelens. Today I will be discussing fiscal sponsorship. Many new nonprofits are excited to start offering their services to the community, but have not yet received 501c3 designation from the IRS. The only issue you face while you wait for this designation is that you cannot fundraise without it. Tax exemption is only qualified if monies were contributed to an IRS-designated 501c3 entity. This also disqualifies you from grants until approved. This is where fiscal sponsorship comes in. What is a fiscal sponsor? Any organization that has obtained 501c3 status can serve as a fiscal sponsor for an organization that has not yet received 501c3 status from the IRS. The fiscal sponsor serves as the recipient of donated funds and grant funding on behalf of the not yet 501c3 designated organization. They process the contributions and disperse the funds to your organization, which is now recognized as a project or program under your fiscal sponsor. Some fiscal sponsors will also take an administrative fee for providing this service. Who do you choose for a sponsor? Your selection depends upon the alignment that organization has with what your organization does. In order to be recognized as a project or program under the fiscal sponsor, the focus of your organization must align with their mission focus. Terms must be agreeable to all parties, and a written agreement must take place to formalize the sponsorship. What not to do? You can prevent a lot of mistakes by learning more about fiscal sponsorship. The following are 6 ways that you can do fiscal sponsorship wrong. Lack of due diligence or review of the project by the sponsoring agent. This includes review of the sponsored organization's mission, founders, steering committee, past, present, and future activities. It is important that the sponsorship also furthers the sponsor's charitable purposes as well. Lack of due diligence by the sponsored organization in choosing a sponsor without review of the sponsor's mission, reputation, previous fiscal sponsorship behavior, sponsorship policies, and fees. No written agreement. This is just asking for trouble. Don't do it. All parties are open for misunderstanding, misconduct, misappropriation, legal actions, control issues, and much more. No clear exit provisions. The rules on whether the fiscally sponsored organization can move to another fiscal sponsor, which assets belong to which entity, and whether the sponsored organization can create additional spin-off organizations. These all need to be addressed so that the departure from the contract is clear and concise. Lack of oversight by the sponsoring agency. This opens the sponsor up for significant liability issues. This includes debts and obligations brought by the sponsored organization. And finally, if the issues mentioned above are not adequately addressed, the IRS can disregard the sponsorship and declare the donations as payments to the sponsored organization, thus removing the charitable contribution factor donors and grant funders require. The sponsor can also lose their tax-exempt status for failure to demonstrate control over grant funding, now deemed to be used in a non-charitable manner.